guys, welcome back. My name is Elma if you're new here. So today I wanted to share part 2 of my houseplant tour as well as an updated plant collection. So today we're going to go over the plants that I have in my office. It's actually a guest bedroom, but I turned it into a dedicated office space. Now if you haven't seen part 1 of my houseplant tour, I will go ahead and link that video down below, but I share the plants that I have in my bedroom. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's start with my Hoya Crimson Princess. I've had this plant for over 2 years now. It might be 3 years. Actually, all of these plants I've had for more than 2 years, but I just love this one of my favorite variegated Hoyas, and I just love the variegation. The creamy yellowish center on the leaves is just absolutely beautiful, and sometimes the vines actually grow bright pink, and then the leaf will grow bright pink if it's variegated, and then it turns to that creamy color. So I really love this one. Very easy to take care of. It's not really a high maintenance plant, and for me it grows fairly quickly. Now I haven't been able to get this plant to bloom. In fact, none of my Hoyas have bloomed for me, and actually this particular one is pot bound. Let me show you guys. So you could see some of the roots there. It's not a lot, so I'll probably leave this one. Hoyas do like to be root bound, and in fact they're more likely to bloom if they're mature and also if they are root bound. So hopefully eventually this plant will bloom for me. I have this new vine that's coming out and these little cute baby leaves here. It's just absolutely adorable. So next to that is my Peperomia Angulada. I believe that's how you pronounce it. But I've had this one for quite a while, but it's actually been a struggle for me. This is one of the plants that I'm always fighting with this plant because it always wants to try to die on me. I've lost quite a bit of vines already because I just can't get the watering right, and I've had other peperomias in my collection and I've killed all of them. So after this one, if this one doesn't make it, I'm definitely not buying any more peperomias. I love how dainty the trails are. I love how small the leaves are, and the little, like, it's a lighter green stripes on the leaves. I don't know if you could see that, but it's the way that it grows. It's just so dainty. I love it. It's just not a really easy plant to take care of for me, so I probably would, if this one dies, I'm done. Next is my Ceropegia woodii, also known as a string of hearts. So there it is. Okay, like, can we just look at how long it is? And honestly, it's a tangled mess, but I absolutely love the heart-shaped leaves on this one, and the leaves are really like plump and thick and succulent like. It's a dainty plant, but it's just so beautiful how it grows, and then also it blooms. So I have this, I don't know if you guys could see, right there. But it blooms and it's just absolutely stunning. I love how it cascades on the side of my shelf. The tricky thing about string of hearts is that they do tend to go bald up top, like with mine. And that happens when it doesn't get enough light on the top of the crown of the plant. So I need to kind of like cut it back and try to add more on the top to kind of get it to grow a little bit more full. But yeah, this one really easy to take care of. Very easy. Up top, I have my Synapsis Pictus Exotica, I believe. Now, this plant was doing really well for me, and all of a sudden, the leaves started curling for no reason, and it's not because it needs water. Typically for this plant, what I love about it is that the leaves will curl when it's time for watering, but for whatever reason, this plant is just all of a sudden the leaves are curling, and I like watered this a couple days ago. The leaves should have already flattened out. Now, it's not all of the leaves. Some of them are still like looking really nice, but I definitely need to repot this one. I haven't repotted it in well, actually, I've never repotted this plant, but let me show you guys the roots. So you could see the roots here. I think it definitely needs to be repotted, so I'll have to do that right away to hopefully this plant doesn't die on me, because it's one of my favorites. But look at the variegation on the leaves. It's similar to the Synapsis Pictus argyrius, but these have like bigger leaves, and I feel like the silvery variegation or the silver like splash on the leaf is a lot more on this particular plant. It's gotten really big since I first purchased this plant. If you guys want to see what it looked like when I first got this, I'll link the video down below when I hauled it, but it was so small, and it grows really fast if it were healthy, but it grows really fast. I didn't have any issues with this plant until now, so I'm hoping that once I repot this one, it will come back. Right next to that plant is my Hoya Pubescens, another absolutely beautiful plant. And you guys, I have a thing for variegated leaves. It's uncommon for me to have plants that have like just a solid color, because I really am like obsessed with variegated leaves. But I love this one. It has like little splashes of green, and I love how long the leaves are on this one as well. So that's what it looks like up top. This one is growing quite full as well, and it's grown quite a bit since I first got it. I believe this one needs to be repotted. Let me see. No, this one is actually fine. So yeah, I love how it's cascading. This one hasn't bloomed for me either, and then this new vine is coming in. But yeah, really easy plant, and I just love how it cascades. I actually like that the leaves are farther apart from each other. I think it looks so nice when it's cascading on my shelf. It's just so beautiful. Last one on my shelf is my Hoya Obovata. Yes, it's another Hoya, but this one is just so different from the rest of them. This one has circular leaves, very like thick succulent like leaves, and it has a light green like splashes on the leaves. This is what it looks like up top. I mean, can you guys just see? Look at it. It's gorgeous. This one, it's really gorgeous. I love how big the leaves grow. Like, that's my hand right there. It's really beautiful. I love this one. Another really fast growing Hoya for me. One thing I will say though is that this one doesn't trail for me. So I don't know if it's because it's getting more light than it needs, and so it's growing more compact. But yeah, it's not trailing. I've had it for more than 2 years now, and I'm still waiting for it to trail. So we'll see what happens. So on this side is my Hoya Carry Eye. I had this plant in my wish list for the longest time, and I was trying to track it down, and I just wanted it so bad. So finally the day came and I bought it, and it was like quite small. It was only up to about right here. So I only had 3 leaves on it. So all of this is new growth, but the new leaves aren't heart-shaped. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think it's because it needs more humidity. I just use regular like household humidity. I don't use a humidifier. And so I think the leaves aren't growing heart-shaped like they're supposed to. So you can kind of see right there. It just isn't growing the way it's supposed to. It's curving. It's like the leaves are curved. So I'm just not a fan of this plant. I'm not really in love with this plant anymore. So I'm probably going to give this one away. So those are all the plants that I have on my shelf. I have 2 plants right here that sit right in front of my south-facing window. So this is my burgundy rubber tree, or Ficus Elastica. And I've had this one for quite a bit now. I've repotted this plant, and I can link those videos down below so you can see the progression. But like, look at how tall it is, you guys. It's like almost as tall as me. I love this plant. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And after I repotted it, it just grew. I mean, it's grown so much since the last time I repotted it. Let me try and take it out of the pot so you guys can see like just how huge it is compared to like my size or my frame. Okay, so here it is. Isn't it like, it's huge, guys. Look at it. Look at how much growth. Oh, I can't even like, can you see? So yeah, it's really big, and look at how full it's growing. Oh my, this is one of my favorites. I just watered this, so the pot is kind of heavy. But yeah, I love this plant, and I can't wait for it to get even taller. I know these plants get pretty tall, and eventually you can cut the top and it's supposed to branch out. So I'll probably wait until it's a little bit taller, and then I definitely want to try doing that. I think that would look really, really good. One of the things that I did notice is that some of the leaves that were coming in quite small. So I decided to start fertilizing like once a month, and now the leaves come out quite large, and I love this plant. I just can't say enough good things about it. Now the undersides are still green. They're supposed to be burgundy. I completely lost the burgundy color on this plant, but I just absolutely love it. I only have 2 floor plants in my home, and that's this plant, and then I also have my Monstera. But this is just like one of those plants that I know it's a very basic plant, but it's one of those that you really like have to have in your collection because it's just gorgeous, and then it's also really, really easy to take care of. So I'm just gonna kneel right here so you guys can see the plant. So the last plant I have on this side is my Philodendron bipennifolium, also known as a panda plant. I repotted this plant last year, so if you want to see what it looked like before, I'll go ahead and link the video down below. But it's grown quite a bit. It probably needs to be staked soon because the vines are kind of growing all over the place. But look at this leaf right here. Can you guys see that? I really love the shape of the leaves on this plant, and it's actually quite different from anything else I have in my collection. So I absolutely love it. Okay, so I would have to say my favorite plant in this room is my Hoya Crimson Princess. I just love the variegated leaves, and it's just really, really fun to watch it grow because it does grow like bright pink vines and the bright pink leaves. So yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Let me know which one is your favorite in this room. And I just wanted to thank you guys so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and leaving me the sweetest comments. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you.